Anthony Edwards averaged career highs in just about everything last season.
Anthony Edwards, he is the franchise player now.
And I'm telling you, Anthony Edwards, he looked like Kobe Bryant out there because Kobe wore 10 for the Americans.
Yeah.
If this summer has proven anything, it's that the Anthony Edwards era is about to begin. How far can Ant take the Timberwolves? How soon can he become a top 5 player in the NBA? The guy for Team USA. This year's Team USA roster was less than exciting when it was announced. A lot of the usual suspects declined the invitation to play. The roster is loaded with young talent without anyone over the age of 28. We were waiting to see who would stand out, who would lead this young roster. Enter Anthony Edwards, who's proving himself to be one of the elite players in the league. He's averaging 20 points per game in the FIBA World Cup, including a dominant 35-point performance in a loss to Lithuania, the team's first loss this summer.
They beat us fair and square, man. Shout out to number 22. He hit 2 big threes in the fourth when we was making our run off balance, falling out of bounds. One of them was...
LeBron was impressed. International play is usually a good indicator of who will take a leap the following season, like when Dwayne Wade dominated the '08 Olympics and led the league in scoring the next year, or when Charles Barkley outscored Jordan on the '92 Dream Team and won MVP in 1993. Edwards is looking to make his mark like the players that came before him. But if you were paying attention last season, you already saw this coming. Dragging the Timberwolves to the playoffs. Minnesota's one of the ugliest franchises in the league, and they thought they could make a big splash with the Rudy Gobert trade. That quickly proved out to be one of the worst trades of all time. They gave up 4 first-rounders, a first-round swap, vets like Malik Beasley, Patrick Beverley, Jared Vanderbilt, and worst of all, the rights to rookie Walker Kessler, who had a better season than Gobert in Utah for $38 million less. Karl Anthony Towns missed all but 29 games. D'Angelo Russell was doing D-Lo things, hogging the ball and jacking up bad shots. All signs would point to a terrible season for the Wolves. But instead, Edwards dragged them to the playoffs for the second year in a row. Edwards put up incredible numbers, 25 points, 6 boards, 4 assists on good percentages. Karl Anthony Towns had made the playoffs one time before Ant was drafted in 2020. That time was in 2018 when Jimmy Butler came for a year before fleeing from the toxic teammates. Edwards has already made 2 playoffs, arguably as the best player on the team. More importantly, he did it this year without Cat, the supposed superstar. When he got to the playoffs, the T-Wolves were matched up against Nikola Jokic's Nuggets. No way they were winning that one. But he did put on a show on his biggest stage to date, dropping 32 points per game and even stealing a game off the eventual champs. So, he's the best player on Team USA. Check. He dragged a dysfunctional team to the playoffs, then upped his game in round 1. Check. Still not convinced he's got what it takes to take the league by storm? Just listen to what JJ Redick had to say.
What is Anthony Edwards' ceiling? I feel like partially because I think he is already a good defender. I think he can be a great defender, a phenomenal two-way player along the lines of Kevin Durant or Giannis.
A top 5 player? Best player on a championship team? Is that possible for Anthony Edwards? Absolutely. What makes Ant so special? Like JJ said, Ant-Man has the ability to be a dominant defensive player. He chases down layups like Kobe, and when he's got the right mentality, he can lock down opponents. But no one talks about him defensively, simply because he's so electric on offense. He's averaged 22 points over his first 3 seasons, able to score in any conceivable way. He's got a good long-range shot, hitting 3 a game at 35%. He's got a sick jumper off the dribble, which is the main thing you need to score at a high level in the NBA. If you can get your points unassisted, you're gonna get some buckets in this league. He averages about 4 assists a game and is able to manage the game well in short spurts. An underrated passer. But to make that leap, he needs to improve his vision and efficiency as a playmaker, which generally develops over time. Don't be shocked if this year his assists and playmaking are better after this FIBA experience. But what really sets him apart? This kid is so athletic. Ant is 6'4", 224 pounds. He's a beast when going to the basket with a quick step and a massive vertical leap. And when he rises up for a dunk, the target center goes into a hush. He's the next human highlight film for this generation. In a league dominated by players like Steph Curry, Jokic, and Luka Doncic, a great athletic guard is starting to become more and more obscure, which is exactly why he's quickly becoming the favorite player of many NBA fans.
Edwards went on NBA Today, and he's like, and if people that follow the NBA know this, I'm not saying anything surprising, but he's one of the most likable players to come into the NBA in a long, long time.
Edwards always looks like he's having the time of his life while he's playing. Something fans love to see. But more importantly, when the chips are down and it's go time, he puts on his mean mug and delivers in the clutch. Remember when he was down 3-0 to the best team in the league and he nailed a game winner? That's greatness in the making. Everyone loves Ant. He's quickly rising to become one of the most popular players in the NBA, despite playing in maybe the least sought-after destination. At this point, 3 years into the league, is he the best shooting guard in the NBA? Let us know in the comments. Depending on what position you consider Luka, Ant probably has the belt. Donovan Mitchell choked in the playoffs. Devin Booker's probably reached his peak. Meanwhile, Anthony Edwards is just getting started. Shooting guard's family tree. The position of shooting guard is a weird one. There are rarely a lot of great twos in the league, but the best shooting guards often double as the league's best player. Harden dominated the late 2010s, then Dwayne Wade before him, then Kobe, then of course, Michael Jordan. Since Harden's dominant 2020 season, there hasn't really been a clear number 1 two guard in the league. Is this Anthony Edwards' time? History says yes. Edwards is turning 23 this year. For athletic two guards, that's always their breakout season. When MJ turned 23, he averaged a career-high 37.1 points per game. When Harden turned 23, he went from KD's caddy to an All-NBA player, jumping up almost 10 points per game. Dwayne Wade got his first All-NBA selection at 23. T-Mac and AI got their first scoring titles. This is the year to bet on Anthony Edwards. But there's one thing that could keep him from greatness, and it's not his lackluster teammates. 3 bags of hot fries a day?
I've been eating them since I was probably like 5 years old. I prefer these over any chips in the world. I probably eat like 3 a day. You do the math.
When Ant-Man dropped this interview a few months ago, it was hilarious. It reminded fans why they love the young kid. But is it kind of a red flag? Can you picture Kobe, inventor of the Mamba mentality, saying that? It's probably not a big deal, and he was probably at least half joking. But when a player, or any of us, hits their mid-20s, metabolisms change. If he's not actually dedicated to perfecting his body, that athleticism will fade. Gerald Wallace is a great example of a player who thrived off natural athleticism, didn't take care of his body, and was washed before he was 30. Even Allen Iverson, who was a dominant scorer for a decade, had a shortened career because he didn't properly take care of his body. Ant's playmaking skills will come with reps. A consistent effort on defense will come with proper coaching. He'll continue to progress in every facet of the game. But if he's truly going to end up a top 5 player and take his team to title contention, he needs the right off-court mentality to back it up. How soon can Anthony Edwards become a first-team All-NBA player? Can the Timberwolves be contenders just because they have him on the team? Let us know in the comments. Another shooting guard to keep an eye on is this guy. Check out what's happening to James Harden in Philly. Listen to The Wrong Opinion, Useless NBA Trivia, and Garbage Rankings for more NBA content.